Hey guys, I'm Dr. Huey, and today I am going to go over what a z-score is and give you guys an example of a z-score. So let me share my screen. The first question that we're going to ask is, what is a z-score? So in general, a z-score gives you an idea of how far from the mean a specific data point is. So what's important in statistics is we want to talk about how the numbers vary around the mean, and the z-score gives you an idea of how the numbers vary around the mean, specifically how a specific data point varies. More precisely, it's the measure of how far in standard deviations a specific data point is from the mean. So I'm going to give you an example of this. I think that'll make it a little bit clearer. So the question that the developmental psychologist asked was, how many times in a day did a child in the pre-K classroom speak to another child? So every time a child went up to another child, they counted it as one time. So the average amount of times that any given child spoke to another child in the classroom was 12. So essentially they had 12 social interactions on average. That was the mean of this data set. The standard deviation is 4. So the way the numbers vary is basically one standard deviation above the mean, the child spoke 4 more times to other children, so it'd be 16. One standard deviation below the mean, the child spoke 4 less times to another child, so it'd be something like 8. So in order to convert a raw score, so a specific data point, into a z-score, this is what you do. So z equals x. In this case, x is the individual score. You subtract it by the mean, and then you divide it by the standard deviation. So let's look at Jacob's score. So Jacob scored an 8. Okay, so Jacob spoke to children on average 8 times in a given day. So what you do to find the deviation scores, the first thing is you take the specific data point and you subtract it from the mean. So 8 minus 12, 8 is the specific data point, Jacob's score, minus 12 is the mean, is you get -4. Then you figure out, by figuring out the z-score, you divide the deviation score that you just got, the -4 is considered the deviation score, by the standard deviation. So -4 divided by 4 is -1. So Jacob scored 1 standard deviation below the mean on speaking to children in a day. And so as you see here, Jacob's score was 8, and that matches -1. So he was 1 standard deviation below the mean in how often he spoke to children. Okay, guys, hopefully that helps and helps to clarify. Thanks for joining me. Have a good day.